China did not announce its youth unemployment rate for the second straight month after that figure hit a record high in June. This decision to hold the data release has been met with backlash online, as some see it as reflecting economic slowdown.
China is flipping the script. Instead of heading to bustling cities, over 11 million college graduates at the moment are venturing into rural areas for work. What's luring these graduates to the nation-state? How will this seismic shift affect China's economy and society? Let us get to the bottom of this fascinating phenomenon and have a look at its potential game-converting effects. In April, youth unemployment in China reached a shocking 20.4%, leaving many young job seekers, including Z, a 26-year-old university graduate, unhappy and uncertain about their prospects. With over 11.6 million students set to graduate in June, the job market is growing more competitive and hard. What does this entail for the Chinese economy and society? The problem of overeducated, unemployed adolescents has become so severe that people have begun to compare themselves to Kong Yiji, a fictional character from a narrative by Lu Xun, one of the greats of Chinese literature. Kong is a scholar-turned-beggar who is teased by the residents at the tavern he frequents for his arrogant demeanor. State media has slammed these memes, accusing them of being self-indulgent. According to a March editorial in official media, youths are unwilling to engage in jobs that are lower than their expectations. The Chinese economy suffers from a mismatch between available jobs and job applicants' qualifications. Goldman Sachs reports that between 2018 and 2021, the number of graduates majoring in sports and education climbed by more than 20%. However, in 2021, the government abruptly abolished for-profit tutoring, decimating an industry originally worth $150 billion. This alleviated schoolchildren's homework pressure, but jeopardized opportunities for recent graduates, including Z, who had previously considered tutoring as a method to gain teaching experience. The government is aware of the issue. In April, it announced a series of programs aimed at stimulating the employment market, including subsidies for enterprises that hire unemployed university graduates. The government expects state-owned firms to hire 1 million trainees by 2023, and it has set an overall goal of producing 12 million urban jobs this year, up from 11 million in 2022. This year, the government also discontinued the usage of the Employment and Registration Certificate, which had been used for decades to approve a graduate's transfer from university to employer. Although the certificate was primarily a bureaucratic relic, canceling it would make it easier for college graduates to find work. According to a notice issued by the Ministry of Human Resources and Social Security on May 12th, China is not alone in having to rebalance its economy following the COVID epidemic. According to Goldman Sachs researchers, youth unemployment will be higher than 20% in some European countries by 2021, while it will be close to 10% in the United States. However, Z believes that the scarcity of possibilities puts pressure on people to take any employment, regardless of their interests.
Every year we have more than 10 million kids, college graduates, entering the labor force.
However, as the world's second-largest economy shrinks, young people suffer the brunt of an unemployment crisis, with 1 in every 5 of them out of work. Families that invested in college educations for their children with the expectation of a middle-class lifestyle are now seeing their aspirations fade. Rural China is currently one location that provides refuge for young people. Chinese President Xi Jinping, who has long urged young people to revitalize the countryside, has increased similar appeals in recent months, and Guangdong Province announced a pilot plan in May to enroll 300,000 graduates in rural areas by 2025. Offers include 2-year public service positions, agricultural internships, and business incubator programs to assist entrepreneurs expand their ideas. We understand that a young person is the biggest investment of a family, even bigger than property, said Dupeng, vice president of Renmin University in Beijing.
Well, yes, consumer spending is an issue. The latest numbers we just got showed that in nominal terms, year-on-year spending was only up 2.5%.
Given the size of China's economic issue, focusing on rural jobs is unlikely to ease the situation of the country's youth. Households are concerned about their future as property values fall, and weakening confidence has led to a historic low in foreign direct investment. Moving graduates away from cities where technical advancements are generated risks further hurting growth, while reducing urbanization would lower demand for new homes, which is a big contributor to the economy. Some saw Xi's rural campaign as a political ploy to prevent youth dissatisfaction from erupting again, following last year's unusual mass protests against COVID-19 lockdowns. Moving young people away from metropolitan areas could mitigate that risk, according to Jenny Chan, an associate professor of sociology at Hong Kong Polytechnic University. But it does not address the underlying economic issue. It is just postponing the youth unemployment crisis, however, because structurally, you are not trying to improve the economic momentum. She adding that the government may do more by opening up its economy and boosting the private sector. The government is just trying to buy time.
The state can't do everything, can it? And the private sector is the key engine of innovation, and I think will continue to lead the way.
The idea of returning to the rural is frequently associated with Mao Zedong's 1960s social experiment, in which millions of city adolescents were transferred to villages. Xi proudly described his 7 years as a sent-down youth in northern China.
I'll see the Chinese government is aiming to develop the community service industry in the rural and urban areas.
Today's youth do not approach their rural journeys with Xi's youthful exuberance. Many people believe they have little choice but to take employment that doesn't fit their skills. Sectors such as technology and education, which once absorbed many graduates, are suffering more than others as a result of policy shifts, resulting in a greater reliance on state jobs. China's method to tackle the crisis is likely to have far-reaching consequences for its economy and society.
Now, while the UK is struggling to get inflation under control, China's economy is suffering from the opposite, deflation.
To improve conditions, the government may need to enact laws that encourage businesses to create more jobs in rural areas, as well as invest in infrastructure and education. Furthermore, broader cultural adjustments may be required to bridge the urban-rural divide and ensure that all individuals have access to meaningful employment and a decent standard of living. This issue serves as a reminder of the challenges that come with rapid economic expansion, as well as the significance of balanced and long-term growth policies. We'll return with additional details and videos. Please remember to like the video if you thought it was informative and helpful. Please leave your comments, subscribe to our channel, and check back for more thought-provoking videos. Until then, bye.